Hey everybody, I'm Chris, and welcome to the latest community question of the week for August 5th, 2009. Let's get started with the featured podcast for the week. Starting off, we have Roundhouse Roundup, episode 9. Next, we have the Review Club, episode number 34, a series of blackout puzzles. After that, we have Jumbo Junkies, number 14, A Foursome Can't Be Beat. And last, we have the Pixel Polygon Protection Group, number 15. We're all virgins. Way to keep it on subject, guys. Stay focused, stay on subject. I don't think anybody wants to hear about your virginity. So, let's move on to the last week's community question and the responses. We have our last week's question was, in honor of myself buying Apollo Justice, what video game character or video game would you take to court because they let you down or just downright pissed you off? And for myself, I picked Terminator Salvation by Evolved Games because, well, the game was just too short. I also picked Bionic Commando because there's a lot of hype surrounding that game, and I feel that it kind of let me down personally. There's another Bionic Commando game that's downloadable on the 360 and PS3. That's a remake of the original. That one was excellent. Awesome game, awesome graphics, nice remake. Loved it. So, okay, let's move on to some responses for last week's community question. And Cloud Strife XX1. I'd like to take the Necromorphs from Dead Space to court because he was a little upset that they managed to kill the entire crew, but Isaac the hero, which this normally happens in games, managed to survive. He wouldn't be the hero if he didn't survive. We also have Happy Emo 69 would like to take Sega to court for making Sonic and Mario at the Olympics. We have Captain Quark 60 would like to take Sony for making SOCOM Confrontation online only. We have Shatter Talk would like to take Mortal Kombat team to court just because of the direction the series went to. I'm guessing he's talking about Mortal Kombat versus DC. They have to do something new, but with all the changes, not much change with that game. So, Project Sick would like to take 3D Realms to court for Duke Nukem. I guess for not releasing Duke Nukem. Yeah, they just been taking too long on that game. I guess somebody's working on it, but I guess we'll have to see, what it looks like, depending on when it comes out, if it comes out. I also have Canamit would like to take Sony, developers of Lair, to court. I had a friend who got that game who actually really liked it. The controls were pretty much centered around the 6-axis, and I guess if you couldn't get into that early on, it was a problem. Sony really should have made that game, made it so you can switch to the analog stick to control it. It would have been a lot better. Probably would have sold better too. So, moving on, we have Retrogarst like to take the inventors of the Jaguar CD to court. Yeah, when the systems fail, they pretty much fail big. So, also have Twilight Vampire Man would like to take Sonic to court because he just really doesn't like Sonic. Pixel Sandwich like to take Shenmue to court for not finishing the series. There were 2 games, but I guess it just didn't sell too well, so sorry about that, dude. And last, we have Luso Gamer would like to take the Haze for the PlayStation 3 to court. I tried the demo, and I like first-person shooters personally, but this one, Haze, just did something to my eyes. I felt like I was going to throw up after playing that game for a while. I don't know what it was. First time I've ever felt that before, but I'm guessing a lot of people had that problem. That and the fact that it got bashed by reviewers, they just hated it. But their hatred wasn't unfounded. the demo was terrible, you know. So don't know what else to say. So just move on to the latest community question of the week, which is, what game would you like to see remade, and by what developer? A couple examples of this is Metroid Other M, which is being remade by Tecmo's Team Ninja. We also have Castlevania Lords of Shadow, which is being developed by Mercury Steam, a new developer, and being produced by Kojima Productions. And last we have Fallout 3, which was developed by Bethesda. You know, those are all games with long histories. You know, Fallout had 3 games actually. You know, going from that top-down view to a full-on first-person 3D. You know, that's pretty significant. For myself, I'll pick Final Fantasy, just because it's Final Fantasy. Although they've had several games and they're all more or less different. Story's always different, but I think I guess it probably can take a remake by another developer. You know, let someone else do it. Into the Final Fantasy world, maybe they'll at least make male characters look like men, women look like women. You know, it's been a good game so far. Certain ones anyway. So you know, that's my choice. I choose Final Fantasy to undergo the knife, the remake, you know, plastic surgery, whatever you want to call it. Again, that latest community question is, what game would you like to see remade and by what developer? You know, I guess you can send your responses to or go to blip.tv and search community question, or search Gamesandme. Search community questions. You can leave your responses there. You can also go to youtube.com/Gamesandme, leave your responses there. You can also go to our site, Gamesandme, and scroll down, and you will see our, you know, God, what the hell is this? The chat. You know, scroll down, you'll see the chat room. You sign into there and talk to the different members online. You can also go to Gamesandme/forums and leave your responses to the community question there, and you know, leave other responses to the other forum posts, and post some forum questions or threads yourself. And you know, guess that'll do it for the latest community question. And good gaming, everyone.